Did you guys hear about No Kings this weekend?
It's all I've heard. I only arrived back some 24 hours ago, and everyone is leaning into the No Kings this weekend.
Hard lean into No Kings. And everybody's favorite Speaker of the House, who likes to bury, pedophiles in the Epstein files. I made a rhyme there. Pedophiles in the Epstein files. Anyway, Mike Johnson he's pivoted to blaming the shutdown on the No Kings rallies and Antifa.
Yeah, so he's quote unquote basically saying that there's going to be a hate America rally happening this weekend, and that all of the pro-Hamas Antifa people are going to be there. He even said that there were members of Congress on the left who were selling T-shirts for No Kings, which is completely unfounded.
That's okay.
First of all, I mean, capitalism.
Right.
But
And
anyway.
we would never be that smart. We would never get around to do that.
No, he's giving Democrats way too much credit on that one. But apparently No Kings round 2 is supposed to be going down this weekend.
But I think the funny part about all of that is I've been away for a couple of weeks, and I know that before I left, we were in they were fully organizing the No Kings.
Yeah, they're happening every few months. Like, this is a planned event. It's been planned since well before the shutdown.
Exactly. The irony. Any rate, anti-American rally, Antifa founder's girlfriend has been caught in Portland. There's been a lot of shit going on.
Listen, Antifa is barely a real thing. It's an ideology.
Wrong.
It's not a group.
Norris, they've found the founder's ex-girlfriend.
No, they didn't. They keep bringing the same Michael Rappaport looking dude on Fox News.
He's the founder.
And it was like, oh, this is a deep Antifa member, and they're probably gonna trot out some blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl from
maybe I'm
Oregon.
The founder of Antifa.
I think it might be Adrian.
Once again, here, watch us on YouTube, because you'll see that we are always anti-fascist here at
That's
Distill
literally
Social.
what it means. So Mike Johnson blaming the shutdown on Antifa and the No Kings rally. Like, there are multiple rallies happening across the country on Saturday. Check out, Instagram, look for more information. There's definitely going to be a No Kings rally near you.
Yes.
It's probably one of the most American things I think that you can do is to get out and protest.
This is the thing I don't understand is like these people say they love America and love the Constitution so much. And I want like a counter protester to come up to me and I want to go, hey man, why does America exist as a country? Like, why is it a thing that not just protest, specifically because we did not want to be under the rule of a king?
We did not want. We didn't want King George. We didn't want to deal with any of that bullshit anymore. Taxation without representation. All of that. Do some fucking history.
But also, I mean, when the Department of Education doesn't exist anymore, I guess that's how we get here.
We're on our way. We have so many things we have to cover today under all of this stuff too.
And everything's being wiped and with basically AI,
right?
Or what I like to call enshittification, which is the term
that's your new word of the day.
It's my word of the day is enshittification. I literally landed and went, oh, enshittification.
I just want to remind everyone about like the last batch of No Kings rallies. How lovely and tame they actually were. No violence, peaceful protest. It's really a lot of folks who are veterans, former federal government employees, older, liberal, white folks, people who are out there who are like, I love my country. I want to get out here and protest. I love America, but I really hate seeing what President Trump and the Trump administration is doing.
And just to emphasize what you just said there, and I know that Norris, you've seen that at the previous No Kings rallies, it is mainly old white ladies with pink hair basically wandering around with their signs. They've been working on their signs for 2 months.
They have, and they're bringing out new signs. There are like sign making parties that go into these No Kings rallies as well.
Oh, well, according to Pam Bondi, those are Antifa meetings because she's like, they're showing up, they're organized, and she literally says they have pre-made signs that they sell to each other and they go and buttons and paraphernalia. And I'm just like, I have never seen a group of people so afraid of senior citizens.
Yeah. It's retirees.
Than
It's
these
people who have
folks.
more time on their hands and they can come out and they can make their signs and go to
Well,
these
that's
rallies.
because they're going for their health care and their social security. What do
Right.
they
Right.
expect?
Right. Like, hey,
These
protect
people.
Medicare and protect all of that shit. But either way, I don't think Antifa will be present at No Kings. And just, remind everyone, Antifa means anti-fascism. It's something that the term was coined during World War II because Mussolini actually called them the fascists. They were part of the Axis powers, and Hitler loved it so much that they coined the Nazis in Germany as the German fascists, and they were allied with each other. That is what anti-fascism means.
That's all it is.
So don't fucking believe or fall for the rhetoric, or if you know anyone who has, please kindly guide them to a history book. I don't know. Or slap them with a history book. I don't know what to do at this point
And
with
we'll
any
see
of that.
you all at No Kings on Saturday.
That's right. Look it up. There's lots of them here in Michigan. Well, welcome back to the Point of Disorder podcast, everyone. It's been a few weeks. I'm Adrian.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Norris.
Yay, we're all here. We're all back together. It's been an interesting couple weeks. You've been traveling.
Yeah.
And we've been here. I've been sick. My computer broke. My dog got skunked. I've had like a very eventful few weeks. So while you've been in Australia, the rest of us have been just kind of like dealing with all of this. I have all of this. She gestures wildly.
I'm going to say to you what I've said to everybody. I thought you'd have it all fixed, Adrian, by the time I got back. It was 10 days.
Yeah,
I gave you 10 days to get the shit sorted.
I needed a break. I'm sorry I couldn't fix it all while you were gone. So while you were, curious though, you were traveling all over the place, multiple airplanes, airports. Kristi Noem, our illustrious leader in the Department of Homeland Security, made some videos recently also about the government shutdown. So we're going to just blame everyone else for the government shutdown except for the people who are actually in power and have a trifecta. She made some videos blaming the Democrats about the shutdown and that you might have longer waits going through TSA. Did you see any of these videos while you were out and about?
I didn't actually, funnily enough, but I think we should play the video because it is kind of interesting.
It is TSA's top priority to make sure that you have the most pleasant and efficient airport experience as possible while we keep you safe. However, Democrats in Congress refuse to fund the federal government, and because of this, many of our operations are impacted, and most of our TSA employees are working without pay. We will continue to do all that we can to avoid delays that will impact your travel. And our hope is that Democrats will soon recognize the importance of opening the government.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can say that's pretty
Illegal? Yeah.
illegal. So the Hatch Act.
Yeah,
Let's talk about the Hatch Act.
It's not legal. So
there's-
for all of you who don't know, if you are an elected federal official, you cannot essentially make like propaganda against one party or the other.
Partisan shit cannot be run.
If you are a cabinet member, you have to go out and say, hey, everybody, the government is shut down. Expect delays. If the video stopped right there, completely okay.
Right, but they can't. They aren't doing that. They're also doing this on the SBA website. I went to go pay my business loan a couple weeks ago, and it was like because of the Democrats.
It's on the student loan website.
It's literally everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't just elected officials too. This is federal employees. They've always been told you cannot. It is in violation of the Hatch Act to be partisan in any way.
Yep.
And I mean, they fired someone recently because he had a gay pride flag at his desk and said that was a violation of the Hatch Act.
Yeah, but it's just a violation of their, Christo-fascist ideology.
Right.
But, I think the thing is, we laugh at it and we ha-ha like this is crazy, but this is actually one of the things that has kept the fabric of our country together because if your federal employees start having all this partisan stuff and start putting these things on websites, people who are not tied in like us, they start falling for this stuff.
I think we just need to point out it's fucking propaganda.
Yes,
is what
it's
it is.
propaganda,
It's propaganda,
which is not legal.
Exactly, and it's like, okay, had I have seen that, I mean, there were delays. I mean, when I came back, obviously, shutdown had happened. I was in LA airport in the immigration area, and it was packed. absolutely packed.
Yeah.
And the poor guys, all I could think about is these dudes are standing there working their asses off
and not getting paid.
not getting paid.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, they're
that's-
not getting paid right now.
And it's like just kind of crazy. But I didn't see that video. But honestly, it's absolute propaganda.
Yeah.
We need to call it out for what it is.
Well, in certain airports here in Michigan have gone on record and chose not to play it. Like I know Kalamazoo is not playing it. Grand Rapids is not playing it. I think Flint said they're not playing it. DTW is half run by TSA.
Yeah.
Anyway,
their
so
stuff is
they're playing
owned
it.
by the department, like Homeland Security. Like
Yes,
they don't
yeah.
have a choice. It's literally just piped in.
Yeah. So, if you're a DTW, which chances are if you're in Metro Detroit, you're flying anytime soon, you're going to fly a DTW. So you may see it and just know that that's not legal. It's a thing that you cannot do. In any other administration, this lady would have been fired months ago.
But you
Yeah.
need to stop.
She would have
because
never done
you
it in the
cannot
first place.
they're doing it. We have
Yeah.
to remind ourselves they're just fucking doing
Right.
it. They don't care.
It is upside
and
down
that's,
land.
That
It
is
is-
the problem.
it is
it's
upside
like
down
it might
land.
be illegal, but it's only consequential if somebody fucking goes and does something about
yeah.
it. Law
Yes.
is
Nobody's doing shit about shit, at least under the administration. Nobody's
Mm-hmm.
getting in trouble for, food takeout bags full of $50,000. Nobody's getting in trouble for violations of the Hatch Act. Like there's nobody kind of policing any of this.
Who
It's
watches the Watchmen?
Nobody's watching the Watchmen. They're getting rid of all forms of checks and balances. Like we know this. Like, Kristi Noem's also talking, like you just kind of mentioned at the top of the show, that they found the founder and his girlfriend, the founder of Antifa and his girlfriend in Portland. And it's like, I mean,
We just conveniently, a week after we decided to randomly go to Portland.
yes.
And deploy the National Guard, that we found the founder and his girlfriend of this made up.
We just found them there. Were they in one of those blow up costumes? You guys, I really, really, really want to get blow up costumes.
I hope at
and
No
wear
Kings
them
there's
on the
so many
Halloween.
blow-up
Oh,
costumes.
I love this. Whoever started that in Portland, keeping Portland weird.
They were already doing that. Them people just already
I was
had
going to
them
say
costumes.
that is just
Fucking cool.
Portland.
That's just
Spend
Portland.
any time in Portland, and it is just insane.
Voodoo donuts, all of
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
But
Portland's amazing.
that was I think more than the stupid video and more than some of these other things. This Antifa thing is by far one of the most frightening things because they are literally making up a boogeyman.
Yeah.
That will allow them to just snatch people
To
off the
go
streets.
along with all of the other boogeymen
Yeah.
that they've created or
Yeah.
made certain groups of people into. Trans folks. Those are all
Right.
boogie people who are going after you and your kids with the trans agenda.
It's more and I want to emphasize this is that it is almost more frightening because ultimately, and I've heard this rhetoric when it came to stuff with ICE, there are groups of people who are like, well, I'm a US citizen, so they're not going to come get me. I'm not, Latino, so they're not going to come get me or whatever.
No.
I'm not trans, so I'm not going to get lumped into the Antifa thing or
You're
I'm
getting
not LGBT.
scooped up anyway.
Antifa when they literally go on TV and say Antifa can be anyone.
Yeah,
that's the smoke. That
That's
is
what they're trying
the
to
very
say.
loud dog whistle of like, if we don't like you, we will just snatch
That
you
We
off
have
the
it
street.
written right here,
Exactly.
anti-fascist.
Yeah.
Like literally right here.
But I think just a reminder of what we've been talking about for the last, 2 years on this pod is that if you've literally got nothing to offer people and you're in the midst of taking away their health care, you're snatching their families off the street, if you're basically doing all this shit, you've got to blame somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything's out of control in terms of the economy, like things getting incredibly expensive. I read something just in this past few days, which Detroit has higher grocery prices than bloody California.
Yeah. Mhm.
It is insane what's going on at the moment. But the easiest thing to do is to turn around and point the finger at Antifa, brown people, immigrants, trans people,
fascist
whatever.
playbook. It's the fascist playbook.
So at least with like, okay, we talk about illegal immigration and you're saying, oh, produce prices are higher because there's less cheap labor on the farms. Explain to me how Antifa has anything to do with the price of eggs.
Nothing, but they're going to
Nothing.
try to twist it in such a way. Like any sane person who watches any of these people speak, you know that they're lying. Like
Yeah.
someone just needs to stand up there and go, liar, 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 pants on fire.
Yeah.
You're lying. It doesn't even make any sound fucking sense. But all of the things that we're describing, you could go Google it. Just go Google it. You could read the 48 Laws of Power if you'd like, but you could also just Google it. There are literal playbooks to fascism and how to control populations. And that's propaganda, owning the fucking media, making a boogeyman out of different groups of people, playing to folks who are having a hard time economically.
Strongman leadership.
Right. It's all very strongman leadership. All of those things. And we touch on these things all the time. And it's very transparent to us what is happening.
But Adrian, the thing is not enough of the country is hurting.
Right.
And that's the thing, is that if they could keep just enough people afloat for long enough, they'll be able to keep doing it.
Maybe they don't want to do that. Maybe
Yeah.
they want to create such a crisis for folks that when the economy does fall out, the bottom does fall out, people are just angry enough as that's when they all start to turn on each other.
Maybe.
This is such a fucking dark pod.
No,
How
maybe
did it
not.
become so dark? I need to go watch Love is Blind. I gotta go.
I would like to watch Love is Blind too.
I'm going to listen to Taylor's new album again
Yes.
for the 100th time.
It's not good.
No,
great.
okay. Listen,
Joy.
It doesn't need to be great. Okay.
Exactly.
Yes,
I don't
it does.
need it to be great. Taylor, what was her 14th album? No. Something insane like that. I don't fucking care. I just need some Taylor.
No.
Put it in my veins.
No, the album, her standard is too high. The album should have been much better. I don't want to hear about Travis Kelce's Wood. I don't want to hear about nothing. I don't want to see. I don't
so
want to.
good.
No,
Father
I don't
figure
want
is
it.
I can do deals
No.
with the devil because my dick's bigger.
I know. See, Joy. Just
Poems.
pure
It's
not
opalite.
poems.
Come
Not
on,
poems.
guys.
Not poems.
She doesn't have to do shit. She's a billionaire.
poems.
She
And you know
can do
what?
The fuck she
Yes,
wants.
then why is she still writing like she's a 14-year-old?
Because
Because-
that's what she does.
like, I don't get it.
I don't know.
You're
How
not
it
the
def-
market.
I
Yeah,
want
you're
Taylor
in
Swift to make
the
music
market.
about investments and stuff.
And
That's
you
what
are-
I want.
Fuck.
You and Stephen Miller are 38 years old, and
Yes.
that might be what you guys are into.
No, I think Stephen Miller is definitely into some other stuff, which is one of the most shocking discoveries that I found out, that me and Stephen Miller are the same age, and yet he looks like a flaccid penis.
Yes,
And I
does.
just look
Size.
normal.
I would say he's definitely not wood.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Oh man. Okay, I just needed to lighten the mood a little bit because we get into these really dark rabbit holes, and I know everyone out there is feeling very similarly to us. Part of this propaganda playbook again is trying to control the narrative. It's trying to control the media. And recently, Hegseth.
You literally said his name. It looked like you were about to throw up.
I just think of him coming off the plane in jeans with the belt buckle. And then I think about his disastrous performance on stage in front of all those generals. He's not a person you can take seriously.
Mm-mm.
He's not a serious person with his white power tattoos and shit.
No.
Anyway, so he had this insane press policy that the Department of Defense just released recently, basically saying something along the lines of anyone in the press corps covering the DoD needs to submit what they're going to write to the DoD first.
Yes.
Basically for censorship.
The exact opposite of a free press.
Correct. The fourth estate, again, being challenged.
Entrenched in the First Amendment.
What I am so glad to see is that a lot of these large news outlets, WAPO, New York Times, CNN, NPR, and even Fox,
Newsmax.
Well, I'm not counting Newsmax.
No,
as
but
a
I'm just
real
saying. I'm
platform.
just saying they're not a real platform.
No.
But I'm saying even when Newsmax goes, nah, bro.
And Fox News,
Yeah.
they all said absolutely no fucking way. We are not doing that. You are taking away our credibility as journalists to be able to hold power accountable.
And our First Amendment right.
Literally, freedom of the press.
The first thing. It's the first thing they wrote down. Before they even wrote down, hey, man, let's have guns.
In the Bill of
They
Rights.
wrote down, hey, bro, free press. We need to be able to talk about you when you fuck up.
That is legitimately what makes us a free country, is the fact we can sit here on this podcast
and talk how we're talking.
Talk shit to power.
And not go to jail.
Hopefully not go to jail.
Yeah.
And the freedom of the press to be able to report on the actual happenings within our government.
So I think what's really interesting about this is that what the fuck are you trying to stop by doing this? Like, what are you scared of? What is it that you're scared of?
They want the
that you do
ability
this,
to
right?
operate in the shadows, right? Because here's the thing. Most of the stuff you would have to report on at the Pentagon is benign in nature because they're not going to tell you
Correct.
the
Exactly.
most important stuff.
We're not going to tell you we blew up the Venezuelan boats till after we blew up the
we do
Venezuelan
it.
boats.
Trump will tell you that on Truth Social
Right,
10
right,
minutes
right.
later, and I'll
We'll
give a
tell you
shit.
after we do it, but
Yeah.
we're not going to tell you before we do it.
Unless
but-
they do a signal chat and include
Exactly.
and
So the only
include a
thing that can make
Washington
me, that would make me think of it is you are about to fundamentally restructure the entire Department of Defense. And we need to do it in a way that nobody knows until we've already done it.
That is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I'm getting at there has to be a reason that they want to control the narrative, right? And I saw that part of it was also requiring that, any journalist or any news organization basically going into the Pentagon has to have ID. All this stuff that I'm assuming they already have.
You-
Like, you don't just walk in.
It's the most secure building on planet
Did you know
Earth.
it's across the street from a mall?
Yeah, it is.
When I was in DC a few years ago, because my former partner lived out in DC, I didn't know that. He's driving me to his place and he's like, and across the street is the Pentagon. And over here is this giant mall.
Dairy Queen
And I'm like, this is the most American shit I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
a strip mall and Pentagon.
It's not even a strip mall. It's a mall.
A mall
like a
mall.
traditional mall.
Yeah.
1980s mall, literally across the interstate from the Pentagon. I don't know why I just got sidetracked on that, but it just felt very American.
Yeah.
It felt like this is everything summed up right
This
here
is what
in this
America,
half-mile
but that's
strip.
what America should be.
Right.
It should be a mall and the Department of Defense.
Here's commerce
Right there.
and the Pentagon.
Commerce.
There you go.
Military.
That's right.
This is what we do.
I mean, so funny because Gina always sends us those. Was that the pizza index?
Oh, the pizza index.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she sent it the other day. She's like, "Oh, something's about to go down," and then literally the next day, Trump's taking a victory lap about blowing up a boat with 6 people on it. So that's going to keep happening. They were
Yeah.
reporting that 27 people have been killed this way so far. So yeah, of course we need to have media outlets that push back, that are holding power to account. And I know we bitch a lot about these media outlets, the traditional media, because they're owned by billion-dollar sources or billion-dollar folks. I am so glad that they're starting to do this. I didn't catch this on the Sunday morning programs on this week with George Stephanopoulos. I heard about it later. When I have my kids, I try not to keep the news running because it stresses them the fuck out. But JD Vance was on, and George was asking him about what's his face in the bag of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The czar, the ice czar, the border
yeah.
czar.
The borders are, yeah.
And everybody's been asking the Trump administration this, since the FBI and Kash Patel's oh, there's no there. So George is asking this shit to JD Vance, and JD Vance just gives him this non-bullshit answer, and George is like, you know what? We're going to commercial break. He just cut him the fuck off. He was not having it. I was like, that is what I want to see.
More of that.
More of that. I want to see more of it. I want you to stand up to this bullshit. I want you to call them out every fucking time. Liar, liar, pants on fire. That's it.
And I think especially in the wake of this particular rule, the legacy media outlets have to do something because right now they're all being destroyed by online media. So they have to have a thing that sets them apart.
So think about this. Think about this, because I'm just sort of sitting here processing all of what's going on at the moment. Just recently arrived back. And
Welcome back.
Yeah, I know.
Missed you
There's
so
a lot. But I'm
much.
thinking about this legacy media, and it's any wonder they're pushed back. I mean, self-interest, guys. If they have to have everything approved by the Pentagon, they're literally going to have...
How much time? How much time is that going to take?
Well, there's
Literally
time.
grinds everything
there's
to a
time,
halt.
but there's also they're all going to end up with the same messaging, so
Yeah.
they're not
Right.
going to be able to stand out in any way. There's no more investigative journalism, no more journalism that's taking a different angle
And
because they're literally.
who wants to lose a scoop to some streamer that just gets
Exactly.
invited to
Some
the Pentagon?
streamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, legitimately,
Like
that.
us.
But that's what's gonna happen.
Listen, we're
they're
not
gonna,
news,
it's
we're
gonna
not
be
real
like, oh
news.
yeah,
We're entertainment.
look at the new F-19s we're working on, and we're gonna show Aiden Ross before we talk to the Washington Post.
Once again, it's just going to be propaganda.
Yeah.
It's just going to be government-run like media
Yeah.
that is just like a message. So it's like,
Yeah, so the thing that legacy media has always had in its back pocket is that it is not bought and paid for by the government, and that they have the resources to investigate things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Resources that a lot of these online creators don't have. That you can't have 5 people working on one story.
Right.
You don't have editors who can work their connections and contacts to verify all your sources, make sure everything is true. They don't do that. So now you get something like this, and you have to push back on it, because if not, then the Washington Post has no value.
Right.
The New York Times has no value.
And I think
outside
that was
of Sudoku.
Hegseth and the Trump administration's ultimate design is if we make them go through these hoops, then we're further delegitimizing these platforms. But at least they're finally fucking standing up to that and standing up to the. I'm just like literally all of this podcast for me is just going to be reduced to me just making noises, because this is where I'm at.
squeak, squeak.
Squeak, squeak. It's literally what is going to happen. So, again, this is kind of a tough segue, because Gina, kind of said, hey, you guys, you really need to talk about these survivors, these Epstein survivors. Yeah. So apparently, and I didn't know this until recently, that there were Epstein survivors that were going public about what had happened to them when they were girls. And a bunch of them are like, I voted for Trump. Like they were super transparent about the fact that they voted for Trump. So here is one particular woman's, I have like this block on my phone so that I don't check shit all the time. So it's not as like readily available.
This is why when I made that comment, before I made that comment, I said, I am a Republican. I voted for you. Don't do that. Party affiliation should never matter. The whole purpose of me of pointing out that I was a Republican is because I knew exactly what this would bring. I knew exactly the digs and, they must be Democrat, they must be on this side. This is not a political war. This is about young women that were molested and abused and then lied to, gaslit, and had their trauma weaponized on them for political gain.
Okay, let me say this, and I normally don't wade into like the super partisan stuff, but I have to say this. You say that partisan politics shouldn't play a role in protecting women, protecting abuse victims, so on and so forth. There's only one party that has consistently protected people in the Epstein files, defunded research into like rape kits, making sure rape kits can be processed, defunded Planned Parenthood, defunded sex education, has consistently supported lighter sentences for sexual abusers. Like, we can go down the list of how the GOP has not protected women at all. The second half of it is it further proves that racism can be even stronger than your own victimization.
Yes.
That's crazy to me.
There's like levels.
Yeah.
There's levels of it.
I think what is interesting, to the point that you were talking about, I totally, for people that are survive sexual assault, pedophilia, all of that kind of thing, she's right. It's not political. It shouldn't be political. It happens on both sides of the aisle. But I just want to point out that Democrats are fucking constantly throwing people out, even if they're alligators.
Al Franken.
That's right.
Yeah. I don't even remember what Al Franken did, but wasn't it like
slapped someone on the ass?
Like
no, he had a picture grabbing a lady's like it wasn't her actual breasts. It was like she had like a bulletproof vest on.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like a joke.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the dude used to be a writer for SNL, but they were like, we're fucking done with you. Like, anytime I take pictures now with any of my like Democratic representatives that are men, they keep their hands folded in front of their bodies.
That's right.
Because the Democrats eat our own. We will destroy you. We'll kick you out. We're going to hold you to the standard unless you're Andrew Cuomo, but that's a completely different situation. Okay. But like, that's what Democrats typically do. Republicans will close ranks.
They promote them.
They will promote them to president of the United States.
I mean, the only reason Matt Gaetz got knocked out the box is because he was about to have a super prominent position in the cabinet.
And also, there was the law also stepped
But
in,
the
right?
fact
But it
that
was
he
the
was
law,
even
but the
there
fact
to
that he
begin
was
with.
there, you
Yeah.
go.
The fact that he was even there to begin with, he should have never even been thought of for the position.
Exactly.
Like, remember, it all started with you just grab them by the pussy.
Right.
So it's like, that's the irony. It's like, okay, you may not have known that he was in the Epstein. Maybe he was,
He's
you had no
literally
idea.
in every photo that Epstein's in that they show.
Yeah, but you know what? I will
But
put
before
aside,
Epstein even became a thing.
Yeah, I'd put
Yeah.
that aside. But I just say that, if that had occurred, it's hard to imagine that you would be, if you'd been been
victimized.
survivor
Yeah.
of a sexual assault, that you could turn around and be totally fine
Voting,
with someone voting for someone who clearly doesn't give a shit about that type
Who
of
has
thing.
clearly been caught on tape admitting
Yeah.
Correct.
to
Assault.
SA.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
admitting on tape while Billy Bush giggles in the background.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, come on, y'all. What are we doing here?
It's a cognitive dissonance thing. And I think that goes back to when you're talking about like that racism plays a huge role in that. So, I mean, like literally what Republican policies is someone looking at that's like, you know what? I love being a Republican.
Yeah.
This is the best.
That'd
I
be
love it.
Billionaires that get their tax cuts. That's basically it. Maybe she's a billionaire and she wanted the
Well,
tax
if you're
cuts.
talking about the billionaires who are getting their tax cuts, but then you're talking about the everyday average Joe or
Person.
Jane,
Yeah.
they're looking at it as like, well, this is the freedom I get to say whatever fucking terrible thing comes to mind. This is the freedom I get to be openly racist and hostile to other people.
Yeah.
This is the freedom, like, the Republican Party isn't offering you anything.
Yeah.
What are they offering you?
Well,
Lower prices?
And then they offer you a weird billionaire wealth worship aspiration that
Yeah.
If you only
that-
pulled yourself up by your bootstraps, you could also be a billionaire. That's the thing for this particular person who's just talking about the fact that she voted for Trump and she's been a lifelong Republican or whatever. I'm still just kind of like, what do they offer you? What are you getting out of this relationship with the
Right.
Republican Party? Is it that they're not the Democrats? No.
It's a cult, and it's just like sport. And she probably grew up as a Republican. Like it is a
from
cult.
Florida.
It's a cult, right?
Probably
they get
from
into
Florida.
it, and
Yeah.
it's just like that's. But even if they're not racist, racism isn't a deal breaker for them.
No.
So at the end of the day, it's like
Ooh,
okay,
That's a word, though.
I
That's
mean,
a word.
I think you're accurate. It's not a deal breaker for them.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not. It's completely fine. Racism is completely fine. Sexual violence is where I draw the line. I don't know. Well, I mean, speaking of everyone's favorite racist incels, there was a.
Great segue.
I mean, like we're talking about racism here,
Yeah.
homophobia, Islamophobia, xenophobia, all
Actual
the
anti-Semitism.
actual anti-Semitism. So like everybody may have seen within the last couple days, Politico did this like bombshell release of all these messages from Telegram of all these very sexually frustrated white young
Goobers.
goober Republicans, right? Like something like 2,800 pages of text messages in Telegram. So they're obviously trying to hide
Yeah.
what they're doing. And like in between all of like the party stuff and the get out the vote message are things like, I love Hitler. And, there's some other ones that are like calling black folks monkeys. Asking when people can get marched to the gas chamber, how they can bully everybody, creating psychological torture methods to people who aren't true believers, basically in the MAGA movement. And then it's like, can we fix the showers? Gas chambers don't fit the Hitler aesthetic. It's supposed to be funny. I don't know what the fuck these people were thinking, but it's again a permissive structure of we can go ahead and say whatever the fuck we want.
Yep.
This is the overt racism.
Yes.
And I think what's interesting about this is that obviously there was someone in that group chat that it crossed a line for because it got leaked.
I was like, who leaked it? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Like, who went and ran?
It was at some point
political-
somebody was like,
oh, there's my line.
or you know, you never know. It could have been like really early on, and they just decided like, I'm going to archive as much of this as humanly possible, and then I'm going to leak it. You never know. So listen, I'm not going to say like every Republican is a racist because I don't believe that. But when you see stuff like this, and this is, by the way, a group of young Republicans, this is supposed to be the future of the party.
The future of the party,
Right.
Gen Z
This
and
is
millennials.
This is the Gen Z young millennial turning point, faction of the Republican Party. And, if you haven't read it, go and check out the Politico piece. It has it in much more detail.
very long.
It's very long because they have extensively documented these conversations.
And they got responses from some of the people.
They did. And some of them have been, let go from their jobs. Some of them have had
They
job
can start
offers.
a GoFundMe like the rest of us who are trying to survive.
Yeah, exactly. but you know what? For me, it's one of those types of things where there's a split amongst particularly black people where it's like, do we want this covert racism that we kind of grew up under in the late 90s, early 2000s?
Or do you want it to be overt?
Or do we want the overt racism?
I mean, at least you know who to avoid.
And when it comes to stuff like this, I go, yeah, I'd rather just know. And
Right.
now I know to never
This
rock
isn't a
with you.
microaggression. This is just pure aggression.
It's just
Correct.
pure aggression.
This is exactly what
And
it
my
is.
thing is, I want to ask these folks, like, okay, I get everybody's made off-color jokes. I'm not going to say that. But
Locker room talk, Norris.
I have never, and I just want to
It's like
emphasize,
emphasis on that.
never made a joke about, like, gas chambers.
No.
Or, the Holocaust.
Loving Hitler.
Or loving the German mustache model.
Right.
Or any of this stuff. There are lines that I won't cross.
I mean, so in here, in these messages, 251 times they used slurs or epithets for gay folks, for people with developmental disabilities, for black people.
Yeah.
And I'm not even gonna give it the
No,
the
don't
opening
share the
initial. There's 251 times those things are showing up in conversation. As a white person,
Yeah.
I have never used that slur
Yeah.
in any context, even if it's like just joking around. Ever.
It's beyond. Now, I just want to point out that Michigan was involved in this as well.
It sure
Yes.
was.
So there was one of the, I believe there's a whole lot of the chairs of the different the Republican, Young Republican Party from around the country. And apparently the Kansas chair informed them that one of Michigan's young Republicans promised him the group will vote for the most right-wing person to lead the national organization.
Great.
And the response was, great, I love Hitler. This is like, it doesn't even make any fucking sense to me. It's
But also, this is why I hate that. This is why I hate that bullshit dog whistle of anti-Semitism that the right wing has tried to trot out over the past few months, particularly in the wake of everything happening between Israel and Gaza. Like, that's the real anti-Semitism.
Right.
Like, you literally have people making jokes about one of the darkest periods of human history.
Yes.
Almost the complete eradication
Literally
of a
talking
people.
about turning showers into gas chambers and leading people in there as like this is supposed to be fucking
but
funny.
because it's white people saying the thing, it's not as bad.
Right. It's
It's
waspy
not,
people.
it's not even just that it's white people on the right that are saying
Yeah.
it. So let me tell you, if I was to come in and out of this country and have on my social media anything that was pro-Palestine or anti-Israel, that would be picked up in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
That is one of the things that they're looking for. So it's so ironic to me that, if someone was sharing the fact that they don't they're not into a genocide, that would be that's a deal
appalling.
breaker. That's a problem.
Right.
But these dudes are fucking outright anti-Semitic, and that's all a-okay.
And it's mind
bizarre to me.
blowing. Yeah, it's mind
But it's
blowing.
not
It's
mind
disgusting.
blowing. It's disgusting, but it's not mind blowing. When I read this last night, I was like, I am not surprised. I'm not shocked.
Oh
This
no, I'm not.
isn't
Yeah, I'm not shocked
like,
about that. It's mind blowing the mental gymnastics
Yeah,
of
well,
the
that people are
anti-Semitism
going to go
angle.
through to like, be able to make those comments.
Yeah,
and-
but that's
yeah.
the least shocking thing in the world.
I mean, this is all like I think Gage said, sexual frustration. Like these are
Yeah.
folks that are young Republicans who, I mean, I'm over here sitting here and be like, I don't want to fat shame anyone. I don't want to talk about how they look.
No, these
but they're,
people look like toes. Like I don't care, bro. Like, listen, all right. I'm gonna just say this:
They have some
hatred,
horrible
no,
shit.
hatred makes you ugly.
It makes
and
you
if you are a
ugly.
hateful person, I will fully talk about your appearance.
Stephen Miller.
I don't care. If you're a hateful person, I will tell you that you look terrible, you dress terrible, and you speak terrible words, and therefore I hope nothing good comes to you.
Hatred does make you look older.
It also makes you stupid.
Yeah.
Because seriously, when you read through these messages, it's like none of them make sense.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't make you intelligent, it makes you stupid. And seriously, there's a reason these guys are incels.
Yeah.
There is a
I mean,
very
some
good
of them
reason.
are trying to say that these were doctored. Some of them are taking full responsibility for their actions. Like they're kind of all over the place.
My thing
with
is
these.
stand on it, right? Like if I get caught up saying something, like if somebody catches this episode and they'll be like, "Oh my god, he said I look like a toe," I'll be like, "Yes, I did,"
because you do.
because you do, and I'm standing
sorry
on
you have
it.
so
Like
much
if
hate
you
in your
wanna
heart.
put "I love Hitler" into your group chat and somebody picks it up, stand on it.
Yeah.
You said
It's
it.
true.
You
said
sat
it.
on.
It's
You
there.
were on the toilet and you had that thought, and that thought came out of your fingers. Like
The only thing that would make this better is if they were all sitting on golden toilets and doing it. That would have been like
God.
I'm
that
just
visual.
saying, these
I'm
people-
just totally here for
I just
that.
got the visual of this like very particularly doughy toe looking person sitting on their toilet just texting.
I'm
Like
just saying, it's ridiculous.
just go get laid, man. Like
They can't. That's
fuck
the,
each other.
They can't. Even the Republican women don't want them. That's why they're all fighting over the same
there
five
were
people.
women in that chat.
They don't want them dudes. That's how we got here. That's how we got here.
well, maybe they
legalize-
shouldn't
legalize
procreate.
prostitution is
And
all I
tax
have
it.
to
Right.
say. And tax
I
it.
was
tax
saying
it.
this the other day. Like the boyfriend guy and I were talking about this the other day. I was like, I fully support legalized sex work. I 100% support
too.
that. I feel like sex work is work. Tax and regulate that shit. Keep these
Yep.
people safe that work in the trade. And then you got all these sexually frustrated young Republicans who are screaming about how much they love Hitler and gas chambers. Send their
Listen.
asses to the brothel. They're going to feel so much better.
Listen, our public
Look better.
schools would look like Singapore's airport. Like we would be flush with cash.
That's right.
If we would legalize
you want to
sex
fix
work.
Michigan roads? You can tax weed or you can tax prostitution.
Do both.
Do both.
Do both.
Tax
There you
your
go.
vices.
There you go.
Oh man,
we'd be good, man.
Absolutely, monitor that shit like they do in Nevada.
There you go.
Why
That's all I'm
not?
saying, man. But yeah, we would have, a lot less of frustrated young men out here if they just knew, like, hey, man, you know what? At bare minimum, I could go to the red light district, get laid, call it a day.
They're
That's right.
Although what they're probably about to do though is use AI for their because aren't they about
Wait,
about to
what?
legalize in AI in some states where you can have an entire now I don't know enough about this. I've only just heard about this morning, but basically sexually explicit stuff can happen in AI.
Oh, you could already do that.
I mean, you can kind of break AI that
Yeah.
way. I wonder if you would be able to like put it into your what is the Facebook glasses like the VR.
Oh, like your
Oculus.
your
Oh,
Oculus,
yeah.
yeah.
Put it in your Oculus
Yes,
and
you
like
can.
go have your.
Listen, I
way.
read a lot of Wired, and you can. It already exists.
Okay, well then that's another option for these guys.
Yeah,
look, I'm
but
looking
that's
for
not
options for you to be
enough.
so like
You have
stop
to-
being so fucking hateful.
They need the human connection, no
Yeah.
matter what. They need the human connection. But the problem is that all the money in the world doesn't fix being a fucking lame.
Yeah. Or a toe. I mean, you could fix your face or go to the gym.
But you're still a lame. You're just a cute lame.
This is true. Then you end up with Christy Nome and Pam Bondi.
Oh,
And Pete Hegseth.
No,
That's what
exactly.
happens. You get a little too much work done.
You get some work done, and then you just end up looking like these fucking
You're still
zombies.
hateful. Come to a No Kings rally and just be in peace with people.
There you go.
You know, be
There
in
you go.
solidarity. Just have that human connection, like you said. Like, so sorry, you're all so fucking hateful.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we're going to stop shitting all over Republicans for a minute, which it's kind of hard not to these days, and shit all over our own party. Because we really need to hold these motherfuckers accountable too. So I was hearing about this the other day. And I know you and Gina Norris have been having this kind of conversation, but there's been these like ads running. I actually saw it on Instagram. It came up. The DNC is like, look at this amazing ad that we made about the soybean farmers. And it's like, okay, first of all, family farms account for only, I'm going to throw some statistics at people. I know you fucking don't care, but 17% of farms in this country are family owned. The rest are monopolies.
Our corporations.
They're corporate monopolies that own our food production and food supply. Okay, so the DNC has been running these soybean farmers. Look at what the tariffs and the Trump administration have been doing to our farms. It's terrible. Okay, cool. Yeah, it is terrible. But this is what you're going to spend your money on. You're going to advertise this shit in agricultural regions where literally everyone voted for Trump and they're not going to vote for you.
It's not even that, right? It's these people they're having the experiences already. They're already frustrated. They're already going through this. I'm not saying don't talk about it. 1 or 2 ads is fine. They have talked to a soybean farmer on MSNBC every day for the past 3 months.
Is it the same one?
It's like the same 2 guys.
From Indiana.
Yeah, and they're always talking about the soybean farmers. Bro, I am not hearing you talk about what's happening in Chicago still.
Right.
Right? I'm not hearing you show the same emphasis on what's happening in our cities across the country. And, you know, not just the National Guard being deployed, but the continued victimization of black and brown people and some white people too when it comes to ICE.
Yeah.
Right? We haven't been talking about that. And I'm going to just say that Democrats, you get people in the cities. When turnout is good in the cities, you win every election. That's all you got to do.
This is going back to the Cheneys and the 2024 election campaign.
Oh, when we were hanging out with Liz
It is like we
Cheney.
continually think if we can be nice to these people and we lift them up, that they'll somehow miraculously turn around and say, "Oh yes."
No.
Like what is the 18 states you need to win to become
Michigan,
president, where like
Wisconsin,
majority of them are already
Pennsylvania.
blue?
Yeah.
Right. So like the thing about this is, dude, as a person who works in advertising, this is the prime time for you to be able to scoop up messaging and control the narrative in that way. If you want to spend some fucking money, you want to do some ad buys, do it in urban and suburban areas
Where there are people.
Talk to people about how their health care is going up and how they don't have a universal option. Talk to them about how their groceries are going up, their electricity is growing up, and tie it to Republican policy.
Listen.
You don't need to be running a candidate for this.
No, it's
not
just
at all.
messaging.
It's just literally messaging. If Trump can run crazy ass propaganda shit around opioid crisis, then you can go out and do very targeted media buys in specific swing states and start planting those fucking seeds now. Go somewhere and talk about how gerrymandering is going to try to pack Congress and tell people about it.
Can I just point out, with the number of soybean farmers that are impacted by this and that could give a shit, that are upset, we know they're upset.
Sure.
But there's 100,000 more per of those
Yeah.
people being impacted by the cost of their groceries.
Right.
But
so
that-
about to use that,
You're
lose
not
their
like
healthcare.
actually like sitting there and actually blaming the people who are at fault, which is the fucking Republican MAGA trifecta that's in the federal government, laying off people. Oh, you can't get your, I don't know, like you can't get your shit done with the federal. You can't get a passport.
Can't
right
get a
now.
passport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whose
Listen,
fault is that? Stop letting them take the lead on everything.
most of America don't even eat soybeans. Like
Soybeans are in everything.
I mean, they're a little bit in
so
everything.
I
But
would
I'm
say
saying
these people have a really good like PR machine.
I'm just saying these folks they ain't sitting around eating tofu. So if you tell people talking about the soybean farmers, the average American is gonna go, I don't give two
You
shits
put a fucking
about
corn
the
farmer out there
a
then.
soybean
I want my
farmer.
corn on the cob.
Right? But I say this
It's a
to
very
say,
American
but
thing.
the one thing that does impact everyone is their healthcare prices.
Yeah.
That is going to affect everyone, regardless of whether you're in the city, whether you're rural, farmer, construction worker, it doesn't matter. So you talk about something that affects everyone, and then you don't even have to worry about alienating your base.
Right.
Because right now, part of what the Democratic Party's problem is they cannot engage black voters right now. They cannot engage black voters. Why? Because you're spending half of your time talking about soybean farmers. Like, come on, bro. Like, we're not talking about groceries. Yes, we're not talking about groceries. We're not talking about healthcare. We're not talking about ICE. We're not talking about policing. We're not talking about unemployment, which is another huge thing that nobody has said nothing about, by the way.
You can't even get the numbers.
Yeah.
You can't even see the numbers for the unemployment rate right now because Trump fired the woman who was doing the numbers because he didn't like the way
he didn't like the numbers.
He didn't like the numbers, and then they went to appoint someone, and that guy pulled out, and he was like, "Nah, I'm good." And like, so there's literally no one to report the fucking job losses that are happening
because they're immense
in the soft recession that we're in.
Yeah, they're immense. So we can't even get to that point. But nah, bruh, let's talk about Brett from Indiana and about how he can't sell his crops to China.
You know what I want to see? This is my vision. I want to see people in blow-up costumes walking the aisles of Kroger. And then I want to see them pick up like just a few things, and it's literally like, come to my house. You want to come to my house every Sunday when I get my Kroger order? I get my 5 bags of Kroger groceries, and it's fucking $200.
Yep.
And then you can see it every week, and I can go through. I'm not making avocado toast here, people.
Nah, basic.
You know what I mean? Basic shit. Chicken, rice, eggs. We got to have our fruits and veggies. Milk, orange juice, lunch shit for the kids. And then I'm looking at $250 fucking bucks.
I'm a dude. It's just me by myself. I spent $110 at the grocery store. Yes, like 2 days ago.
And you eat out every other meal. So.
I know. And that's the problem. I just sat back. I was just like, I'm just going to have to be at home.
Listen, I know to our audience, we talk about the prices of things every single week. Like, I get it. But we are the only ones who are doing it. The Democrats, like the fucking DNC, run some ads about this shit.
You know what you run? Instead of eggs, coffee.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Run coffee prices. Everybody, we're all addicted to coffee. We're all hopped up on caffeine. That will be a thing that will hit all of your coastal elites, and it will activate them.
I haven't had caffeine in a long time.
Listen, you
2012.
sit back. You sit back and you look right in the camera.
2009.
Wow, good for you. You sit back and you look right in the camera and you go, the price of black coffee went from $1.85 on average to $4.15 on average.
But listen, I'm only paying like $3 for my unleaded gasoline. At least my gas is cheaper.
I don't even pay for gas anymore. I have an EV.
Electric.
But the point is that you want to talk about a product everybody cares about. There you go, coffee, because virtually everybody drinks coffee, and now it's more expensive. There you go. Talk about something simple we all understand. I don't get it.
It's too complicated, too extreme, too complicated.
Too extreme, too complicated.
But that is why we talk about the price of things, and we've been talking about it since the beginning, because the tariffs are making a difference, and I don't give a shit what anyone says. That is part of what's going on, but no one's talking about it. I literally hear no one talking about the impact of the tariffs or the impact of basically, for the soybean farmers, the loss of their cheap labor, as you know, in terms of deportation. It's insane.
This is the MAGA economy. This is the Trump MAGA economy.
And we need to start putting stickers everywhere like they did with gas stations.
I like this idea.
We need to put stickers on everything, basically. You know, in the gas stations, they had Biden's gas price, whatever it was. I did this. Yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah, actually, to close on that one, I definitely think the Democratic Party needs to brand the crisis, and they need to just say, this is Trump's economy.
Yep.
Trump's economy.
We don't control anything.
Yep.
You didn't vote for us.
You didn't vote for us.
We have no power.
We have no power. This is the economy you voted for. If you want to fix it, you got a shot.
Right.
It might be too late, but you could try.
Right. We can maybe have elections. You know, who knows? So again, with our establishment friends, the Democrats, Janet Mills just recently announced, and I will say I got this text message last night at like 9:54 p.m.
So did I, about donating to her at the same time as... Yeah.
So like she announced like last night, 10 o'clock, I was getting ready for bed, and I get a random text message from Janet Mills, who's the current governor of Maine. Yep. She's running for U.S. Senate against Susan Collins. Cool. It's fucking like literally as milquetoast as it gets. I mean, maybe that's something that Maine is interested in, but I don't think that anybody else is going to go for it because we're just really tired of the same old staid bullshit.
Yeah, I just continually think that the movement, the Democratic Socialist movement, the Zoran Mamdanis of the world is so terrifying to the Democratic establishment now. And I would think if you be in a place like, New England, it would be maybe slightly more palatable to run a more progressive candidate, but clearly it's not. And the establishment isn't working. Look at where we are. Like, it is very simple to say, if you are a Democrat or a leftist or whatever you want to call it, to just go, hey, y'all, whoever's there, it ain't working. So maybe we should change something.
Yeah.
So
there are other people who are running in this primary as well, in the Democratic primary, including a brewery owner, an oyster farmer, a former congressional staffer who was in grade school when Susan Collins was first elected. So I think that's kind of funny.
But see, I'm cool with that. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm actually cool with, like, let's see what's the beer guy got to say. What's the fisherman?
Oyster
the
farmer.
oyster guy is actually turned up in my Instagram. His name is Graham Plattner. I think he's been endorsed by Bernie.
Is he
Yeah.
is he bearded?
I don't think he has. Is he
He's
bearded?
he's a bearded man.
He's a tattooed
Is he
bearded
handsome?
guy. He is ruggedly handsome.
He's ruggedly handsome.
He's a former Marine.
He should be he should be everywhere.
Yeah, he should be. I mean,
Like,
he's-
appeal to people's loins.
And he's-
This is another thing I don't get. Democrats
yeah,
like
yeah.
run the hot guy.
We run the hot guy. Like, we all know Gavin Newsom's gonna run and for president.
Run the hot guy.
Yeah, he's a hot white dude with tats, and he's like brash, and he says whatever the fuck he wants, and he's talking about universal health care and all of that. So
This is all wrestling. All right, it's
It
wrestling.
is. You're so right.
It's all wrestling.
Does
So
it-
run the hot guy.
doesn't Maine have ranked choice voting?
It does.
It does.
So
Yeah.
that'll be kind of interesting
does,
to
yeah.
kind of witness.
We'll follow this closely, listeners.
Yes, we will.
But I think that Janet Mills apparently has already been endorsed by Emily's List, so the establishment has really got behind her. They're really already, and she only announced last
Yawn,
night.
cool.
Yeah, it's
Do
always,
that move the needle for y'all?
Yeah, no.
I can't vote in Maine, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, I
but-
mean, it doesn't really matter to me either. I think it's just a matter of what's being shoved down our throat now.
Yeah.
Soybean farmers, Janet Mills, more milk toast, middle of the road shit. We just need some serious change.
I just want a Democrat to stand up on stage and look at people in Kansas and say, I don't need you.
What?
And the reason why I say that is because that's what Trump does to his
Oh,
base.
yeah.
That's what MAGA
Alienate the
says.
shit out of everybody
Yeah.
else.
MAGA looks in the camera and tells America's big cities, we don't need you. It's not true. We all need each other, but it's the standing on the confidence of my supporters ain't leaving me for nothing.
Yeah.
And this movement is stronger than you.
Yeah.
And nobody from the Democratic base has done that. Nobody has stood up in front of the American people and say, my coalition is so strong that I don't need them. I don't need the racists. I don't need the
don't need the
right wing. I
bigots.
don't need the bigots. I don't need the fascists. I don't want them.
Right.
I want y'all.
Yeah.
But
I
that
see
goes
that.
back to the soybean farmers. They just continually run around looking to try and get people that they know they're never going to get. Like,
Yep.
quite seriously, they're never going to get these people.
Yep.
Back to the Cheneys and the fact that they were running around, had Liz Cheney running around Detroit and Michigan, completely forgetting about the fact that these moderate Republicans are a thing of the past.
They also hate gay people and
Yeah,
black folks.
exactly.
And they're,
And
just
they're
cut from a
they're
slightly different
anti-choice,
right. They're
all
just
of
cut
these
from a
things.
slightly
It's like,
different
oh
cloth.
my god, just because they're not, full-blown fucking MAGA doesn't mean that we
Right.
want
That they're allies.
I
They're
mean,
not allies.
I'm
They're not
seeing what
allies.
Norris is saying about fighting fire with fire. What I appreciate about our left-leaning policies are that they bring everybody up. Rising tide lifts all boats, right? So
Yep.
even if you are in Kansas and you don't agree with a fucking thing, and I don't really give a shit about you in general,
I still don't
my
want you to go broke.
policies of universal health care still gonna fucking help you.
Gonna help you.
My economic policies and stabilization in the economy still gonna fucking help you. And you may not like me, and I may not like you, but we're all on this same fucking boat together.
Yeah.
So you better get in and row.
Yeah, I like that. Get in and row.
Get in and row, or we're all going down like the Titanic. And ain't nobody's climbing on top of a floating door.
No, the problem is 2 people can fit on the door.
I know that is like I stand by that would have fucking sunk. Okay,
Yep.
Leonardo DiCaprio would have sunk
Yep.
that shit.
Nope.
Kate Winslet, she had to lay on it to evenly distribute the weight in the middle of the North Atlantic.
No.
I feel like I'm in a rubber dinghy right now, and someone's wearing fucking football boots and like dancing around. We're about to sink. That's how I feel.
I mean, it is kind of feel that way a little bit. It does definitely feel that way. I mean, let's kind of close it out here. What we always try to look for the joy on everything. You were just in Australia, as we all know. So what's the joy been like for you not being here in this boat?
Oh, the joy. It was just finding joy in everything. So Taylor's new album.
Taylor.
Call me Joy. Pat and I spend a lot of time just hanging out together, doing
Hi,
water
Pat.
aerobics, it was just fun with my family and dear friends, and it was just joyful. And I think the one thing that I want to say, and this is just like a little bit of advice that I bring back from Australia, is don't try and look at the politics in everything. And I know that sounds ridiculous because I'm sitting here talking about politics
podcast.
But I feel like, when I was looking at like the synopsis and analysis of Taylor Swift's new album, now you don't like it, that's totally fine. But when I was watching people going through it and like sort of picking apart for politics, it's like, what the fuck? Just dance or hate it, whatever. But why do we have to constantly, politicize
Overanalyze.
Maybe it
everything?
doesn't have to mean anything.
It can be just like, maybe wood is just wood and maybe you can just dance to Opal Light. I don't know. I find it the minute that I kind of, decompress. And I know, once again, it's ironic because I'm sitting here talking about politics, but at the end of the day, I think we just need to spend some time not over-analyzing and just enjoying a little bit of joy.
I actually am gonna echo that. I've actually spent a lot of time just like randomly going to a bar by myself and just people
That's
watching
my favorite thing to
that.
do.
and just striking up a conversation,
Yeah.
not about politics.
You are very
Right.
good. Your game in the wild is on
Well,
point.
thank you.
It is. It's on point. I've seen it in action.
And I just love talking to people. I love meeting people. So I've been doing that a lot. Also been back on my video game, Steez. I just been playing this game with a samurai lady slicing up a bunch of dudes. And it's the most fun I've had in months. It's fantastic.
My kids were asking about you. They were asking if you're really good at Fortnite.
Yes.
Okay, I figured you would.
I have to be.
but
It's like it's an obligation.
yeah, you might have to come over and like school them on some.
Yeah.
some
It's
stuff.
not my top game, but like it is what it is.
Yeah, the Fortnite. So for me, the joy has been going on a lot of picnics. So with our climate change, we've had a really beautiful fall. No
Yes.
rain.
I can't believe how warm it is.
It's
still.
very
It's
warm.
really
still.
lovely.
It's lovely, but I have feelings about that. But either way, I've been going on a lot of picnics.
Once again, don't politicize it. Just enjoy it.
no,
please.
it's so hard
I
not
know,
to.
I know.
But we know Michigan, and we know that she's a fickle beast.
She is.
and she will have her revenge in February.
She will have
Okay,
her
just let
revenge.
me enjoy today.
I feel it.
We'll let you enjoy
Thank
today. Well, thank you everyone for being a part of our episode this week. If you like us, please, leave us a nice comment.
Please be nice.
Share with your mother. Tell everyone about us. We're on all the socials. We're on all the different podcast platforms. We're on YouTube. You can watch this full episode on YouTube where we get a lot of interesting comments, I might add, on YouTube. So comment there. And we'll see you next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
And that's a wrap on today's episode of Point of Disorder. We'd like to extend a huge thank you to everyone who listened today. And if you like us, give us a like, a subscribe, or a review on any place you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow us on social media at Distill Social and at The Guerrilla Politic. This is the Point of Disorder podcast, signing off. Stay sharp, stay progressive, and above all, stay tuned.